Hi there, this is Tammy, Tammy's Crafty Life. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you'll come back and that you'll like what you see. This is a video about cross stitch today, and the light was perfect, and now the sun is shining. Normally I film at night and I have to do a bunch of lights and stuff. Now I'm filming in the morning and it was perfect light coming in the window, and now the sun's coming in, so hopefully it's not going to mess things up. It is creating reflection, I see. It's reflecting off of my stuff. Anyway, welcome back. It has been a month since my last video. I apologize for that. It's my goal to do them every 2 weeks, and at the end of 2 weeks I really didn't have anything to show. Not much. I had like 2 projects I had worked on and no haul, and it would have been a 5-minute video. So sorry, my hair is funky today. My hair does what it wants. It doesn't listen to me. So I'm at a different angle than usual because I wanted the light from the window, so I moved my setup. So let's get right to it. I have one finish. I have some whips, some haul. I'll talk about Cross Stitch Camp and Wipgo. So the first finish that I have is during this month of May, I participated in 2 stitch-alongs, well actually 3. The first one is with the Fat Quarter Shop, and it was called Summer Home. It's a mystery stitch-along, and we got the last, it was 5 parts, and we got the last part on Friday, yesterday, May 27th. And this is what it looked like. It's got red and aqua. I don't like either of those colors, so I changed those 2 colors. And I got the last part yesterday, and I finished it yesterday. Each of these parts was a very quick stitch, and it was very fun. So this is my finish. I changed the aqua to purple. This is DMC 155, and the red to a dark pink, and I don't remember what color it is. And then I took the dark pink, and I put, you can barely see it, I put my initials and 22 in there for the year in the bush. I wanted to add something to break up the bush. So I'm all done with this, and I'm excited that I finished a stitch along from beginning to end. I finished it on the first day that the last part was received, and I just love this color. It's so pretty. I haven't figured out how I'm going to fully finish it yet. I'm going to look at my 141 Design Company stuff that I have, and I might take it to Hobby Lobby. They have all kinds of different boards there. Fat Quarter Shop is finishing theirs on a cutting board from Hobby Lobby. I did mine on 18 count. It's called Vintage. It's just as a fabric from Hobby Lobby. So mine is smaller, so I couldn't use the same board. So that's why I'm going to take it and see what size board I need and how I want to finish it. I haven't figured out where I'm going to put it, but I love it. The second, so that's my only finish. The second stitch along that I participated in was by Satsuma Street. I love all their patterns. The color and stuff in their patterns is beautiful, and they have a lot of stitch alongs, but most of them haven't, the topic hasn't appealed to me. They had a Wizard of Oz and some kind of a Disney one maybe, and they're pretty, but I don't have a desire to stitch those. So they had one, and for me a mystery stitch along is always a gamble because I might not like at all what I'm stitching. I like to see what I'm going to stitch before I stitch it. So this one was called The Animal House. They just released part 3, and this one comes out every 2 weeks. And I have part 1 and 2 done, and I love it. And I'm getting ready to start part 3. I have this one on an Arabesque scroll frame, and this is my part 1 and 2. And I should put something behind it. This is my part 1 and 2. I love the colors. I just think it's so colorful, and I love animals. I'm hoping there's an elephant in it because that's like my favorite animal. This takes up more space, so that's how I set it. So that one's really fun. It's going quickly because there's a lot of color changes, and it is just a lot of fun. My next work in progress actually was part of Wipgo. What was chosen for me for Wipgo this month was flea market flowers, and then the other one was just to work on stitch-alongs, which that's the other two projects that I did work on. And I have one more stitch-along that I'll show you later too. So flea market flowers was called. I think this is beautiful. This was a stitch-along last summer, and I started it with them, but then I got distracted by 100 other things, so I hadn't gotten very far. Before I started working on it this time, all I had done was the frame, all the frame pieces, and then I had these two flowers here done. I think that was all I had done. And so I've worked on it. My Wipgo goal is 5 days on a project, and I have one more day to work on this, so this is like 3.5 days of work. And that's how far I am. There's more at the top here. This is my favorite size scroll frame to use. I take an 8-inch and an 11-inch and make this 8 by 11. So I get two. I buy two and I get two, but they're different size than what I bought. So this actually fits into an 11-inch scroll frame, but I really like this size to work with, so I have this folded up here. And I'm decided to, I already had these guys done, and then I worked on this one, and then I thought I'm going to color complete. So I'm using this pink color here. It's called Lipstick, and I'm on this flower down here. So that is Flea Market Flowers. I'm going to work on it today for whatever stitching time I have, which may be limited because we're going to go somewhere. And then one more day for this month, and I'll be done with that. My next whip is my Emma Congdon project. It's from this book, Cross Stitch for the Earth. I love this, and this was a stitch along too. I started this with Stitch Again Sam last summer. I started it on the first day of summer. She had started hers on the first day of spring, and she has since finished hers. I have not yet finished mine. It's my goal to have it finished before summer starts again. And this is what it looks like complete. I'm going to not do this spider right here, so I haven't figured out what I'm going to put in there. But I'm on the last, I started on summer, which was in the middle, and now I'm to spring, which is on the edge. So this is where I'm at. Let's see if you can. I did not get out my iron this time. I apologize. So this is kind of rolled up. Oh, I'm going to get out farther. So I'm working over here. I don't have much done, but that's what I'm working on, that section. This does go pretty quick, so if I just sit down and work on it, I could have it done in a few days, but that's not where my stitching heart is these days. So I'm trying to make it my evening stitch. My husband works nights, so I'm alone in the evening while he sleeps, and I'm trying to make myself stitch every evening. I have a hard time stitching in the recliner. So I want to use this for my evening stitch and see if I can get it done before summer starts. The next project I worked on is also a stitch along. This is by Luminous Fiber Arts, and it's called Myscapades. Mousecapades, not Myscapades. There's 7 pieces to it, and Misty Purcell, who is Luminous Fiber Arts, is releasing it in 4 sections. So the first section was 2 patterns. So this one, these cute little mice, and this one. These are parts 1 and 2. And then she also released a free frame. So you can stitch them all individually, which she did for her model stitching. But then she is, for the stitch along, she's created a frame, and she's doing them all in one. So that's what I'm doing. This is how far I am. I'm still on section 1. It's very busy. So what I have left to do is the windows and door here. There's a string of lights, and I got to finish the water down here and finish the second color in the frame. And then I'll move on to section 2. And I think the next release is in June. This is Frost by Bestitch Me, 16 count Aida. My Emma Congdon is on 14 count white Aida, and my Flea Market Flowers is on 18 count white Ada. Those are some older ones. I don't use white very often because it gets dirty so easy. The next thing I worked on is this Autumn Lane stitchery. It is called Love on a Limb, and I think it's just adorable. I saw this pattern on Handwork Maniac. Brenda showed that she had won the pattern, and I really like bright colors, and I love owls. One thing is, I don't know if it's my printer or if it's the way they took the picture, this owl is not turning out this color. He is greens, he's not blue, so I really like that color. So we'll see. I'm sure I will still love it when it's done. And I had originally started this on, I think it's called Blush, a 32 count. Is it Blush? It's from Fat Quarter Shop, and it had little white splotches on it. And it was more peachy than pink, and I really wanted pink. So I actually dyed my own, and it went a little darker than I wanted, but I think it's going to be okay. This is 18 count Ada, and this is where I'm at. This is that first owl. I don't know how, it looks like these colors are pretty true on the camera. So it's a grayish green. This is a grayish green, and this is a dark green, and this color, it looks brown on the camera, but it's a olivey green. So I think this is adorable. That's the last, as far as what I've worked on since my last video, that's it. I didn't have a month where I wanted to touch everything like I did a few months ago. So the next thing I want to talk about is Cross Stitch Camp. It's back for this summer. It's June, July, and August. It's hosted by Sherry, the Colorado Stitcher. And each month there is a different challenge. The challenge for June is to do something holiday. So what I chose for my holiday stitch is, oh, I should have already taken this out of the bag, so sorry. I'm going to do one of these pillows. Kathy from Hands On Design has a video showing these pillows, and I just love them. I'm going to do this one. Eventually I'm going to do all three, and I'm going to do what she did. She has them all in a tray. I bought a cool basket, I'll show you at the end, to put them in. But for July, this is going to be my Cross Stitch Camp project. I am not a fan of naturals. I use them sometimes. For this one I wanted a light blue, and I first bought a blue. I ordered it on Etsy, and when you're ordering online, it's really hard to tell the colors. And this is what I got. I do not remember the name of the shop. This is 16 count Ada, and it's really nice fabric, and it was a very good price. But it's not really showing that well here, but it's more of a tealy light blue than what I wanted, because Kathy did these in what she likes. She did them in alternate colors. They're not traditional red, white, and blue. They're aqua and orangey red. So I wanted traditional colors for mine, and that's what I did. So I had some 28 count even weave. I think it's from Hobby Lobby. This is my fabric, and these are my colors that I chose. There's two blues. One of the blues doesn't want to show. Two blues, two reds, and a white. So that's how I'm going to do them. And I'm going to wait till it's stitched and then go buy fabrics. I think I'll probably buy them at Craft Warehouse because they have designer fabrics and they have really pretty stuff. The challenge for July is to stitch something that will not be framed. That's a finish other than a frame. So what I chose, and it's kind of funny, Hands On Design keeps coming up because I just seen her new. What did I see? Oh, this I saw in the Colorado Cross Stitchers video, in Sherry's video, where she was talking about Cross Stitch Camp, but this was just a project she showed that she had finished, and I love it. So this is called Block Party, and it is a cute little cat pattern, and it comes with the felt. And I am Have not yet chosen my fabric. I might use a neutral fabric. I might use 28 count mushroom Lugana. I don't stitch on linen. I've said before I do not like linen. And this one is, I think she did it on 32 count, so I'm not sure. I have not chosen my fabric yet because this is for July. I did, however, get I got all the flosses, and then I got the little pin pack. These are by Just Another Button Company, and I think they're adorable. The flosses are Weeks Dye Works, and they're a big mess here, so I'm not gonna. When I have the fabric, I'll show this in another video, because that's not until July. And then for August, the challenge was to stitch something new to you, whether it's an artist or a fabric or threads. So I chose, this is a new to me designer, which hands-on design is too. I have several other patterns and I've never stitched any of them. This is my first hands-on design. So this is by Heart and Hand, and it's called Blooming Tiny Town. Where did it go? Lost something. Anyway, Blooming Tiny Town. And this is what it's going to look like. So it's a new to me designer. I also don't think I've stitched with Classic Colorworks, but this will be fun. And then it comes with I can't show you because they're stapled in, but there's little buttons on here. It comes with 3 little buttons. So this will be fun. I can't wait to get started on that. And then I'm keeping this all in a project bag that I made since we're at camp. It's the closest one I have. It's got animals on it. I love this fabric. So that's cross stitch camp. Wipgo for June. So Wipgo for June for me, it was numbers 6 and 19 or 16 and 9. 16 and 9. So one of mine that was pulled is this cross stitch kit that I've had forever. It's called Cheap Entertainment. It is by Creative Accents, but like I said, I've had it forever. I just saw somebody do a kit parade, and now Dimensions has the same kit, and it's called something else. But I've had this forever, and I don't remember where I bought it. But I think those 3 little kittens are so cute looking out the window. It's not a fun stitch as far as colors. It's kind of boring colors, but it's going to be cute. So I've only got this one little window done, which is the one on the far side. So I'll be working on this month for at least 5 days. So hopefully I'll get a lot farther. The little kitties parts, well, this picture is pretty much full coverage. So it took me a long time to do that little kitty. And then my other one that was pulled was Thanks a Bunch by Bothy Threads. I love this guy. I think he's adorable. I showed you before, for years I've had a greeting card with this artwork on it. So I was excited to find a cross-stitch picture. And it was a kit, like I said, by Bothy Threads. And this is how far I already am. It's kind of hard to tell. Those are his horns and this is the ear. And so I'm excited to work on this one also. So those are my projects, my plans coming up. Let's see, what else did I have? I have some haul to show you, but I want to show you something else too. For my first part of my haul, I have a bunch of these bags by So Much to Love. I'm in her bag of the month. This is from last year. It's a normal size one, and now I get the big ones. So I can't see in these. And when I'm flipping through, I don't always remember what's in the bag. So I bought these tags on Amazon. It's a key tag. And I use my label maker to put the name on it, so I can flip through and see what they are. And I got like 50 for some ridiculously cheap amount. My next piece of haul, this is my So Much to Love bag that I got this month. And I said these are bigger, and I love this fabric. I had already bought some of this fabric at Craft Warehouse, so I'm curious to make something of my own. Haven't decided When I bought it, the bee stuff is in, and I really liked it. So I bought several different patterns in the series. And then I got my Bee Stitch Me Fabric of the Month. This is 32 count Lugana, and it's called Rainy Day. I think this is the one from this month. It is much more muted than this. It's showing pretty bright there. And I got my Grace Notes fabric. This is 28 count Lugana, and this one is called Talia. This is a very pretty peachy kind of a color. Looks pink there. And I almost used it for my owls, but it is way peachier than I wanted. And I decided I wanted to go with an 18 count. I'm having issues with my eyes, and on my Animal House, which is 28 count Lugana, Mushroom Lugana, my eyes have to be fresh to do that stitch over too, so I much prefer not, although I like the way it looks. I also got some Mill Hill kits. I'll start with, I've been watching Stitchin' Mommy stitch this one, this hummingbird. I think it's beautiful. I like these kits. I think they're a lot of fun. And then this one is patriotic. This one is called Summer Sampler. That it should be called something else, because to me it's very patriotic. And then this one is just called Stitching, and I think that little bird is very cute. I'm not really a bird fan as far as stitching birds, like all the blackbird design stuff. I don't like all those big black birds, but this one's cutesy, and I like that. And when I bought my Meow pattern from Colorado Cross Stitcher, she had created this pattern. It's called Signposts, and this says Stitcher. She had done a signpost previously that said something else. So this one will be fun. I may change the colors, I'm not sure, especially the color of the house. I like bright colors. And then I saw Kathy Haberman, Hands On Design, did a video. I don't remember what the video was about, but this is another block party. But she took this piece, which is what goes around, and she did it on what she calls a stretcher bar finish, and she has a tutorial that I'm going to follow. And then, again, Just Another Button Company had buttons to go with it, so these are really cool. And then these block parties all come with the piece of felt. So I'm not sure when I'm going to get that one started, but I absolutely love that. I had to round out my selection of the Primrose Cottage Stitches bee patterns. I didn't have these two, so I had to get them. This is Bumblebee Kisses. And Kind Words. And I've only stitched one of the patterns so far. I did Be Nice or Buzz Off, and I showed that as a fully finished, and I gave it to my daughter, and she loved it. She also loved her corgi flat fold that I did that was, oh, now I can't remember who the designer was on that pattern, but yeah, I can't remember, but it's in my last video. So I have a bunch of these bee patterns, and I have to decide. I think the one I do next might be the one that's on a long board. I have all of them in this bag. And I'm thinking that Hive Rules is what I might do next. And if you watched my last video when I did Be Nice or Buzz Off, I don't really like this tealy aqua color, and so I changed it to greens, and I think I changed the yellow too, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to since I gave it away, I'm not tied to it, and I'm going to reevaluate my colors before I stitch these, because I don't like that aqua color. I love the designs though. And then Primrose Cottage Stitches, again, I love their designs. This one's called This Is Halloween. I'm not a Halloween fan, but I love this pattern. And I just said I'm not a Halloween fan, but I love this pattern also, The Witch Next Door. I saw this, the girls from Primrose Cottage Stitches, two of them were guest designers on the Fat Quarter Shop weekly live stream, and they showed this done, and I just love this. I don't like spiders, but that one's really teeny, and so I'll leave it on there. I just think this is a very cute pattern. Not sure when I'll start either one of those. And then several people have been talking about a stitch along that they're doing. It's starting June 1st, and it's Rosewood Manor, a Tisket, a Tasket. I've seen several Flosstube people talk about this. I think this is absolutely beautiful, but I kind of want to change it to purples. It starts on June 1st, so if I'm going to do that, I need to figure out my conversions, and I won't be stitching it probably on that fabric. What is it stitched on? It's the model is stitched on 28 count. Picture this plus vellum linen. So I might do 28 count. I think it probably has quarter and half stitches, so I need to do a 28 or 32 count. I'm going to look at the pattern really close and see. If not, I might do it on an 18 count. One thing I like is that it has, well, I love this picture. It's beautiful. But it also has all these bonus patterns in it. And I'm not sure how big they are. I've been wanting to do a needle book, so I'm thinking this one might fit on the cover of a needle book. So it starts June 1st, and all I have is the book so far, so we'll see. And then my last piece of haul is for the summer basket pillows that I talked about. That's going to be my June cross-stitch camp project. Kathy Haberman, Hands-On Design, actually put hers in a tray, and I was at Hobby Lobby the other day on my way to get 2 skeins of floss, and I saw these baskets, and this is in excuse me, the Spring Shop, and Spring Shop was all half price, and this just struck me. I just love this basket. I love the black with the tan color, and it's the perfect size for those 3 pillows. It was very spendy, but thank goodness it was half price. So this is the tag. And the SKU is 5677331, in case you want to know. There's several different sizes and shapes of this stuff, but I needed this one just for those pillows. So, let me see, is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, so my plans for June, I have lots to work on. I have my 2 Wipgo projects. I have my cross-stitch camp. I have my Animal House stitch along from Satsuma Street. And if I start the Tisket a Tasket stitch along, I have other pictures I want to work on. There's just not enough hours in the day. I work full time and there's not enough stitching time. I was watching the Virginia Stitcher Vicky's 2 whip parades that she did. She showed all of her, took her 2 videos. It was like 4 hours between the 2 videos. And she mentioned a bunch of things she wants to start, and then she said, you should just start it all. Who cares if you finish it? If I really like the process, and so I don't have that many finishes, because some of mine are bigger. They're not all Hades. I have a couple of Hades. And I always keep a smaller one in there, so I do have a finish now and then. But I really like the process. I love kitting up and starting the projects, and it makes me happy. So if I want to start all the things, I should start all the things. So that's probably what I'll be doing, is starting more things. Some of the patterns I showed you here, besides the Tisket a Tasket, I really want to stitch them, and I really want to stitch this. I might do this. I might start it next month. Not sure. It's really funny. There's things that I really, really love, I hadn't touched my flea market flowers for a year, and I pulled it out and I was really loving stitching on it. When I was stitching this guy, I was sad when I had to put him down because I really missed him. I had to go on to some other commitment. So it's interesting how, for the most part, I really love what I'm stitching on. If I don't really love it, I should get rid of it. So we'll see. So those are my plans. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Happy crafting.